depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at some news about Pokemon cards over in Japan, how they are ridiculously popular, and how some stores are choosing to deal with this. Also, some very, very good news about some older cards that we'll get to in a moment. So, it's all largely to do at the moment with Fusion Strike. You see, Fusion Strike is a new set that's coming out, and here's what's weird, or Fusion Arts as it is in Japan. This is not a particularly hyped set. Like when we had the previous set, we had Blue Sky Stream and Skyscraping Perfect. Although Skyscraping Perfect wasn't a hugely hyped half of a double set, the phrasing gets weird, but although people weren't so into that, Blue Sky Stream had Rayquaza. And people were extremely hyped about that because it had Rayquaza. Before that, of course, we had Eevee Heroes, and we all know how hyped Eevee Heroes got. It was, frankly, ridiculous how excited people were for Eevee Heroes. That was a set that was awesome, was extremely hard to get hold of. This new set, I mean, sure, you've got Mew, and Mew's awesome, and we know Mew VMAX is going to be in the set and all of that. But I think it's pretty fair to say that the hype surrounding Fusion Strike, or Fusion Arts in Japan, is not as high as the hype we've had for the past couple of sets. At least it doesn't appear to be on the outside. But the fact of the matter is, it is selling out everywhere. I told you how the Pokemon Center Online did a lottery. I entered the lottery. I was unsuccessful, unfortunately, in said lottery, so I don't get to buy my box on the Pokemon Center Online, and that's genuinely a little bit sad. But ladies and gentlemen, these things happen. It could be worse. If you're over in Japan, however, well, the lovely Antoine Boulet has given us a nice example of a shop here, whereby if you want to try and buy a box of Fusion Arts, you have to enter a retweet lottery. Which is to say, they will tweet out something, this image on screen, and you have to retweet it, and then the people who actually get to buy the boxes are the people that are selected from the retweet lottery. Put very simply, yeah, that's not easy. And we are not talking about some giant shop here. We are not talking about some huge chain that is getting thousands and thousands and thousands of boxes. We are talking about a fairly small store in Japan that realistically is going to get a few dozen boxes. How many retweets did they get in the first half day? 3,000. This is how many they got in half a day after putting this up. And again, this isn't to really win the box. This is so that you can buy it for the RRP of 4,950 yen, which is how much the box should cost at retail. And in order to do that, you've got to be selected from this retweet lottery, which is obviously not a very easy thing to do at all. Doesn't mean you won't be selected, ladies and gentlemen, not at all. But it does mean that it is, it's going to be fairly difficult. And that is what it's going to take. And this is not particularly unusual, this is just an example. There are a bunch of stores over in Japan right now that are basically doing this. Because essentially, it's too much hassle otherwise. Because Eevee Heroes especially was so sold out everywhere that stores were just being inundated with people popping in trying to get boxes. And, you know, we saw some stores that were putting up signs in the shop just going, no. Eevee Heroes is sold out. Please stop asking. The Pokemon Center actually tweeted out an apology for how fast Eevee Heroes sold out. Because they didn't lottery it, they just put it up for sale. It's getting a little bit silly. And I know a lot of people want to be angry at Pokemon for this, and they want to demand that Pokemon do better. But the fact of the matter is, there comes a point where the demand is so high that it's difficult to actually just deal with it. And essentially what's happening is that they are getting so few boxes compared to the amount that people actually want to buy, that they need to find a way to distribute them so they don't just get a parade of people all desperately trying to buy boxes, and this is the way to do it. If you haven't won the pre-order retweet lottery, don't even bother coming in, ladies and gentlemen. There's no point. We're not going to have any boxes for you. Of course, this is a little bit sad because it means that people walking in to try and buy just the odd pack here or there are going to be very much out of luck. And of course, we do need to mention that the next set after this one is Sword and Shield 8A, which is to say the 25th anniversary set. And yeah, I think it's extremely fair to say that this is going to be more sought after by quite a wide margin. Again, this one was sold by a lottery on the Pokemon Center Online. Again, I was not successful. The rumors I'm hearing is that 1 in 4 people that entered that lottery actually were able to secure themselves a box. So under those circumstances, I really don't feel too bad. But if this is what stores are having to do to try and cope with the hype for Sword and Shield 8 Fusion Arts, you can only imagine what it's going to be like for a set like the 25th anniversary, which is pretty much guaranteed to be significantly, and I mean significantly more popular. Quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting, it's getting awkward. But like I've said, I think we do need to give a little bit of a pass here to the Pokemon Company, because it's not that they're not making boxes or there's artificial scarcity or anything silly like that. There is just this much demand. Now, what I hear from a lot of people often is, well, all right, Wassy, but you know what? We need to get the decks and the sets and all of that. We need to get them into the hands of real fans. Well, good news, ladies and gentlemen. Good news. Because there is another shop, Tsutaya Sashiogi, apologies for the pronunciation, which have taken matters into their own hands. Essentially, it says, thank you for waiting. Click here for Pokemon card reservation information released on the 24th of September. As for the deck, please bring your deck you are currently using to show it. Regarding the Pokemon card quiz, please refer to the example posted in the tweet. Basically, if you want to buy cards from this shop, you have to either bring along your deck to show them what you're playing at the moment, or you have to actually go and answer a quiz in the shop in order to buy. And it seems to be, and my Japanese is still extremely dodgy, but it seems to be asking you to name the cards, and I think it says that if you name 2 of them, then that's okay. So I think you need to name 2 of the 4. For anyone wondering, it's Zacian V, it's Snorlax, it's Houndoom, and it is Vikavolt V, so I would definitely be able to buy cards here. Yay, go me. But this is good, because the people that they don't want buying the cards are the people who are going to go in, buy the cards, and then immediately turn around and try and sell them on for a profit. They don't want scalpers going in and buying these cards, because actually that helps nobody. The shop doesn't make any extra profit, and the real fans miss out, and essentially in such a situation, the only person that actually wins is a scalper, and I've been extremely clear on this channel about how I feel about scalpers. I am not a fan, ladies and gentlemen. I am not a fan. But I do see very regularly people going, well, what are we supposed to do? Like, how are we supposed to make sure that the cards go to actual fans rather than scalpers? It's impossible. Well, no, ladies and gentlemen, no, it's not. It's just awkward and demands a bunch of extra work. But it's absolutely possible. And then, of course, you've got all those people going, well, we need to be able to charge above recommended retail price so that we can make extra money, because if we don't, then some non-fan is just going to buy it and flip it straight away. Well, here's an answer. And look, I'm not silly. I am fully aware that someone who doesn't really play Pokemon can borrow a deck from somebody, get a very brief explanation, and go and fake it and go and buy cards. I know that, and you know that. But it is at least trying to make sure that people are, getting cards if they're fans and missing out if they're not. And as far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, this seems pretty gosh darn good to me. But I'd like to know what you think about all of this, ladies and gentlemen. And if you've got any other ideas for making sure that cards get into the hands of fans, I would very much like to hear it. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.